Okay, friends, Colosseum Part 3. It's broken up into 3 distinct sections. There's 1 through 6, there's 7, and then there's, 1 through 6 and 8. And then there's 7, and then there's 9 and 10. The first section is very simple. The second section is essentially free, and then the third section are the 2 hardest fights in the game. Gonna show off a little bit. Jeanne probably not gonna see much use. Leon not gonna see any use. Roger not gonna see any use. Jeanne not gonna see any use. Bertrand not gonna see any use. Marcel, he will see some. Calais is going to see all of the use. Giel is going to see basically all of the use. Rufus will be in every party. Rose will be in a surprising number of parties. Richard is going to see 1 map. Beatrix will not be appearing. Skills. Removing everything. This will change before we ever have any reason to use him. Calais, this 2 hits will turn into a 4 hits by the time we get around to him. This treasure hunter will be changed out for something else once map 7 happens. It's not necessary to do that until then. Critical edge, probably not actually going to run that past these first 2 maps. GL, this is almost what he's going to look like. Sweep will be swapped with Pierce. Rufus, this is basically what he's going to look like, except on map 9. Barty might come around with us. His mobility and HP recovery 3 may also be stripped. Rose, healing perfume is weird. She's not actually going to have a whip skill, I don't think, by the time we get around to it. She's not going to have XP bonus 4. There's no reason she should have XP bonus 4. She can have attack plus 30. Richard, quite literally nothing he's equipped with matters. The 1 map he's going to be around for, he's going to have Flame and staff skills suck real bad, and Beatrix has nothing equipped. Okay, to show off how this works, our goal is to Godspeed. We Godspeed everywhere on the map at all times. We set up our kills so that we don't have to do anything other than wander Rufus around and bop things on the head. You'll notice there's now a save state there. That is for map 7. It gets regularly updated. Okay, so here, any kills we get with 3 hits, or 3 rounds rather, is just a bonus. thanks to burning auras, we can't not kill these two guys with Rufus. We also can't not kill pink demons. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Anything with 200 HP is just going to die. And another pink demon. And that's map. That's stage 1. I will not yield. And we go to stage 2. Stage 2 is dwarves. This map can take slightly longer because dwarves, the blue ones are chunky. And they start to spread out for Rufus to make it with Godspeed. So what we're going to set up to do is get a kill here with our whip and dagger users. Get a kill here thanks to our spear user, and then Rufus will bop that blue one and then all the red ones, and then with Marcel he should be able to kill this blue dwarf, and then those other 3 will wander over. You might be saying, why don't you start in the other deployment areas? There's no good reason to. It's not going to help us kill blue things faster. This is a map we don't mind if we get incidental kills. But we're going to Godspeed around. Rufus will level cap before we get to the maps that we want him to be level capped on. We'll get him into kill range. Of course we'll crit, which... if we knew we were going to crit, we didn't have to Marcel kill him, or Marcel hit him, but that would leave Marcel with very little else to do. Rose can't kill the blue dwarves by herself. I suppose she could if she crit 3 times. She just doesn't do that though. Rufus will move forward. Everyone else will move up on the other side. And we'll win on turn 3. With a 3 rounds proc. We can get chip damage while we're waiting. And Rufus is now 99. XP cap. Your level cap's at 99. Your XP cap's at 99.99. Round 3. This map is far simpler than it might look. Nothing has HP to speak of. The only thing we have to worry about, well, we actually don't have to worry about it. If we one-shot this enemy with 3 rounds, Rufus doesn't have the movement speed to get to the one in the bottom corner, which is why we have Rose down here. But we do have to hit her at least once to get the burning aura set up. there's that kill. And Rose just going to go ahead and get the kill there. Otherwise, she's setting it up for someone to stand in the Burning Aura and pop it. And we're now on to round 4. This is the least fun of the maps, in my opinion. And you'll see why. We are bringing Richard to this map. Okay, Tiamat. You cannot make burning squares with Tiamat. What you can do is go ahead and surround him. You will eat several attacks by Wyvern Lords and Wyverns, or Flame Flyers. It's just going to be for a turn or two. What you don't want is Richard to die. The odds of him living are about 0. He's going to get 1 spell off, and that'll be... If he gets more than 1 spell off, it's amazing. If he gets 1 off, it's great. Looks like he might actually get 2 off this turn. Or this version of this stage. If you're curious what Healing Perfume does, it's essentially HP recovery, I think 2, for your entire party. Richard has now done everything he's going to do. If he lives and gets to do it again, great. Not mandatory, though. Tiamat is not dead, unfortunately. If stuff keeps casting spells at him instead of hitting him physically, he'll live through this map. He just can't eat multiple melee attacks. We can all eat spell attacks. Spell attacks do significantly less damage than any melee attacks will. Like that thing that hit him for 240 could have cast a spell on him for 60. But anyway... Drop its HP a little bit. And we'll do that thing where we Godspeed around the map. And because everything decided to attack someone at some point, nothing's at full health. And if the Wyverns aren't at full health, they are one-shottable. And if they're one-shottable, we will one-shot them. The downside, of course, is that some of the things are way too far away. And by some, I mean 2 if we don't have 2 rounds proc, or 3 rounds proc. Because Rose cannot kill these without those procs as well, and she'll get them. That was as a fast turn 3 Drake's kill. We're now on to round 5. This map is similar to round 3. Why we bring Marcel? Marcel can attack without being counterattacked because he has a bow. So if we make a Burning Aura stack next to something that will counter for 1,000 damage, he can go doink and not take 1,000 damage, regardless of where he stands. It's great. And we'll make and waste a 3 rounds, or a Burning Aura there, with 3 rounds. So, we'll hit these 2 things dead. And now we'll set up a Burning Aura behind Ira. We won't, I believe, have the damage to kill him this turn, just because Burning Auras cap at double your attack damage. Or rather, they cap at double your attack. So Rufus might be able to get him if he has Devil Slayer. I don't know if Devil Slayer actually works on those, or if it's just the adds on a later round. Like you see, Rufus still doing 800 damage. He just can't get the kill because we can't pump his attack up past what double would normally be. But it is fine. He did his job. There's Marcel chipping in. Now we can get this with a crit. If Rufus crits here, that demon dies. If Rufus doesn't crit here, we continue to the next round. I have pulled a crit there before. It's nice. Definitely dies here. I can't outspeed Rufus with mobility +3. Okay, round 6 is Talbot. It's very human-oriented. He shouldn't need to helm split anything on this map. That will go back on him for a later map. Our setup will actually be kind of interesting. This one is possible to win on a turn 2. Not the easiest thing to do. Okay. Burning Aura kill. What we want to do is not roll minimum on anything in here or get countered. Getting countered is the worst thing that can happen. And we got countered. Marcel will take advantage of that. Okay, once more, without the countering, hopefully. That's 1 death. That's 2 deaths. Now we kill the archers. Okay, and now we... I was going to say we set up a double kill, but we don't have to. Set up a kill on this guy. Actually, we'll just use that to set up the kill on Talbot. And then kill that Shadow Knight. And then kill this Shadow Knight. And that's stage 6. And now we go to the bonus stage. It is one of my favorite maps, not because of what it is, because what it is stupid, but because of something I learned. There is a misconception among Jeanne D'Arc players that says items are rolled, as in what is in the treasure spots. It is rolled when you load the map the first time. And that's not the case. It effectively was the case if you were on PSP. You'll see a save state up there. And that, it claims that no matter what you do, this 3 rounds that we just got will always be a 3 rounds. And I hope I don't get all of the things I want from these. Okay. You see, that's a range plus 2. We don't need range plus 2, because the only person that can equip it is Marcel, and he has one. Evade plus 30. Do we want evade plus 30? We sort of do, yeah. What we really want from that slot is a Deathbringer, because I haven't yet to get any. Because I've been passing them all up. But this is the spot that we can actually use to prove everything, because we don't give a crap about anything from that tile. It drops a staff, we already have. It drops a dagger, we already have, and it drops a whip that we already have. We actually want... No, we don't actually need one more of those. We have an extra. So, go ahead and load now. Based on Prevailing Wisdom, those should all be the same the next time we load this map. Or rather, on our next turn. The next time we step on those squares, they should have the exact same items drop. Because, of course, items are determined by loading into the map. That is what every GameFAQs entry says about these items. It's what everything written about the game since then says about these items. It's what every write-up says about these items. And it's simply not true. Items are checked every turn. Every turn, there's a roll to see what's in there. That's how you can farm the things you need from here, namely mobility 3, 300 hit points, the couple weapons you still need, and 3 rounds. I don't know why no one has corrected it in the almost 2 decades this game's been out. It made sense on PSP because you're not, you aren't able to save state. But here, you absolutely can. And people are still giving out the information that, oh hey, it's rolled every turn. Or it's rolled at the start of the map, not every turn. The other thing from here is 300 hit points. Just not going to bother with it because we have 5, and that's the most we can equip at any time in the Coliseum. And the Coliseum's the only place left that matters. Every other map is honestly too easy to bother with to show. Like, it's just slightly higher level versions of the maps we've already seen. Rufus, once he starts to turn in range of something, he wins. He clears the entire map. I think there might actually be one map with a tie mat in it that we haven't done. And we'll do that one. Okay, now. Round 8 is not hard. It is full of things with chunky HP, but it's not difficult. It is one of those things where if you are having problems with it, you should absolutely not go on to round 9. And if you think you might have problems with it, don't go on to round 9. Because round 9 is terrible. But for this map, we are going to do what we do with a lot of other maps. We're going to blatantly abuse burning ores, and kill as many of these guys as we can in one round. Okay, there's a chance that you roll low and accidentally don't kill him. Mara will just give the aura right to Rufus to start. And she'll die. And we'll Godspeed to the back of a troll. And now we'll take a few troll attacks, or Cyclops attacks. Same difference. And we'll see if we can set up some burning auras. Okay, good 3 rounds there. Okay, take that one out. And then on a crit or a high roll, this one dies. Got neither. But it'll have to walk over here to us. And because it walks over here to us, it gets 3-rounded. And Burning Word. And now we move on to the difficult stage, which is round 9. Round 9 needs a bit of setup. With our skills. None of those are any good. HP recovery 3. His HP 150 should be HP 300. His attack 10 should be attack 30. Accuracy 10 should be mobility 3. And finally, Devil Slayer. Collet Treasure Hunter is out. And 3 rounds is in. His evade lets him also be a 3-rounder to set up hits. We do actually want 4 hits on him, which is made by 3 hits and 3 hits. We have to cycle through all of our stuff to get there. 3 hits plus 3 hits equals 6 hits. Nope. 4. This means he does not have the ability to do things every turn, besides auto attack, which is fine because he's 3-rounding. His evasion is ridiculous. Speaking of his evasion being ridiculous, let's make it even better. Jeanne. Piercing power 3 is fine and all. Pierce instead of sweep. Mobility 3 to get where we're going. HP recovery and HP because we need that. 3 rounds because that's his point in life. Man-Eater here becomes Devil Slayer. Barty is not coming to the party. Rose picks up Devil Slayer. And let's add a Fuslarv. What we want is Rufus to unassisted pop all of the Frost Demons and then start hitting some of these guys. If we can do that, we can win. We have 2 turns to kill the Frost Demons. Okay, Rufus, thankfully with Devil Slayer, is going to be just out of range. Okay, so his second turn will be popping the other 2. Please enjoy the absurd amount of HP and defenses these all have. Looks like we're taking Luxuria because she's in the way. Only 2 hits. And now we hope Rufus doesn't die. Jeanne might die. Jeanne died. Well, we now take out the Frost Demons. Jeanne and Marcel tend to die. These two tend not to, and Rufus tends to have infinite HP. Attacking with Collet actually forces Luxuria to turn around and face him, which is important because that gives Rufus a bonus damage from the back, which lets him get the kill. Nidus Superbia has the highest defense. And I'll show you what Marcel looks like. Hitting from behind with just his bow, 206. Hitting not on a burning square, 79. We're actually going to get a very easy kill on Avarita this turn. An incredibly easy kill on Avarita this turn. That's why 3 rounds is a thing. Okay, and we're gonna now... This is what a 4 hits on Suburbia looks like. Okay, she cannot kill Rufus. She does guard so much, though. If she wants to spend her time casting Thunderbolt, like, that's cool and all. I think we might have to give a tonic to somebody. The downside of not taking a head splitter is that we seem to be taking, we seem to not be able to damage this one. boy, that would be unfortunate. Okay. I might have to do this the unconventional way. Not a fan of this, actually. Okay, so new plan. Barty gets to come to the party. What he does on turn 1 doesn't matter. But we do have to load him up with the right things. Helm Splitter is a thing that he'll be using for us. All he has to do is use it once. Anything else he does, I don't care. Mobility 3, HP recovery 3, HP plus 300. Devil Slayer instead of Dire Swing. That looks correct. Once again, Rufus, turn 1, kills the demons. A lot of that going on. Can we proc a triple here? No. That miss is great. Okay. No one overly squishy should be in range of dying this turn. Well, that was terrible of you. That was a lower force. Which doesn't ruin my demon killing plans, but it does mean that we might have to change our targets here. Or I'll miss target like a moron. Nice. Okay. We'll get the 3 rounds on Avarita. We'll helm split Superbia, which means we have to kill Superbia next turn. That was an amazing counterattack there. Could that have saved our run? Poor Jill just cannot survive. And of course we'll miss a helm split on Luxuria, why wouldn't we? That is the dumbest thing they can do on their turn, so we're okay with it. Remember, Superbia is the only one we're actually worried about. Luxuria we can actually kill without a helm splitter. Like, helm splitter makes everything better, but we don't need it. That's burning times 1. Burning times 2. And that's the kill. And now, round 10. Round 10's awful. Well, not really. Round 10 has a very big time at a not as big dragon. A Bedford who will do nothing for 3 turns. And Luther, who again has counter 2 and a droid. And will do nothing but counter for the first few turns. So our goal here is very simple and very familiar. First off, Places we had Demon Slayer. We do not want that. We want Maneater. Because the only thing we have to worry about is this guy. Bedford cannot kill us. Dragons are annoying but cannot kill us. Luther absolutely can and will kill us. If you cannot one-round him at some point, things get very bad. And you cannot one-round him ever, because he has too much HP. So we're going to run over to where Luther is. We're going to try to chunk a little bit of him down, and we did. So we're going to do it again. And there's a chance he dies. Okay. There's a 10% chance that we kill him, and there's a 90% chance he activates counter or a droid. Or that we whiff. Notice Bedford, he's useless. Okay, now we do essentially the same thing again. And we get counter 2'd. And Luther HP recovers. And starts one-shotting us. Believe it or not, we're still maybe okay. That is a triple burning, which is a kill. Which is a kill. And now, we very sloppily forget why we bring Pierce to this fight. Okay, at this point, all we have to do is not die. Before we get in range with only the time it. Because time out may be a lot of things, but capable of doing like 400 hit points worth of damage a turn is not one of them. Even if it's going to be annoying and guard. That's why we bring Pierce. It is very annoying and moves. Notice that it cannot actually kill us. It tries. Just a few more turns of this. Normally you'd like to have 4 guys alive, so you can put 1 on each side and the dragons can't move. But Pierce and attack. It's trying real hard to kill somebody. Pierce. Attack. Should be 2 more turns. And Pierce. And attack. And Pierce. And that is the end of the Colosseum. You get Godspeed. You get Godspeed every time you clear it. You can farm up Godspeed for every member of your party. I don't know why you would do that, but you can. Okay, I believe the last map we have not done. At least the second version of, is Voldor Temple. Voldor Temple has a time limit. We have people who are not time limit. And who for? Except Richard. Richie. Okay, time it. Come get some. Part of this map is that Tiamat goes into these other hallways and busts stuff out. I forget. There's something other than just Tiamat is a Tiamat. However, we don't care. As long as Rose can get behind him. And someone can get to his side. Someone can get to his other side. And we should have put on Dragon Slayer for this just because, but we didn't. And Richard will attempt to be useful. He's not, but he'll attempt to be. Everyone heals. We hit him with more fire. We drop of 4 hits on him. We whip him. We stab him. And he dies. We get Fire Drake armor and a Sylph shield. Wow, I wish I would have done this before. That was probably slightly better than what we got. And we get another Jeanne transform. That's cool. Would this have been better? Sorta? Nothing to write home about, really. 13 defense at the cost of 10 magic defense. I mean, pretty much equivalent to Mithril Mail. How good's the shield? That was the Sylph shield. A little better. Holy shield, much better. And if you use anyone that can use a shield, Holy Shield's fantastic. I guess you can... Oh, and then we have the Goddess armor, which is the best female armor. And then her weapon, the Deathbringer. There's Jeanne. And her max gear. There's the only character that matters in his. And notice his 670 attack is without all the steroids that everyone else took. Rose is very, very good. Gilles starts off the game pretty terrible, ends up useful for a couple things. If his evade and defense were better, he might be better. Collet's evade is ridiculous. His he probably could have been wearing the Devil's Frock. It wouldn't have done anything. Like 20 more magic attack, that's great. Whatever, more MP. Okay, you're already at the cap for regen. Slightly higher defense, except his evade carries him, and he needs the magic defense. And more accuracy, he's at 100%. His 424 accuracy is higher than anyone by a lot. And that is Jeanne D'arc. We've done everything. We've been everywhere. We've killed stuff, and then we killed all that stuff for a second time. I hope you enjoyed it. You can find it on PSN, you can find it on PSP, you can find it on certain emulators. It's fun. It's worth a play, even for... It doesn't hold up as much as some of the other games, but for a game that very few people played because it was on PSP, it's absolutely worth playing. And I hope you all have a good one. And I'll catch you for our next game. Take it easy.